All right, Falcons fans, we're back with some exciting news that could have a big impact on the NFC and even affect our rivals. But before we dive into the details, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for all the latest Atlanta Falcons updates. Your support helps us keep bringing you the best news and insights. Now, let's get into it. The Falcons have made some major moves to strengthen their defense. They've added not one, but two familiar faces to the coaching staff. Nathan Ali is joining as the defensive line coach, and Mike Rutenberg will take on the role of defensive passing game coordinator. Both of these hires bring a ton of experience and have a strong bond with Atlanta's new defensive coordinator, Jeff Alb. But here's where things get even more interesting. These moves could set the stage for a big free agency splash. The Falcons might even reunite with Jets star linebacker Jamin Sherwood. You might be wondering, why is Sherwood such a big deal? Let me tell you why. In 2024, Sherwood had an incredible season. He played all 17 games, starting in 16 of them. He recorded an amazing 158 tackles, with 98 of them being solo tackles, an NFL high. On top of that, he also racked up 10 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and made his presence felt on the field. But the best part? Sherwood was named the Jets' most valuable player by his teammates, which really shows how much he means to the team. What makes his story even more impressive is that he wasn't even supposed to be a starter in 2024. He stepped up after C.J. Mosley got injured and grabbed his chance to shine. The coach who worked closely with Sherwood during his time with the Jets has nothing but praise for him. Al called Sherwood a hot commodity in the league and predicted that many teams will be eager to sign him this offseason. So, could the Falcons be one of those teams? Mike Rutenberg, who also coached Sherwood with the Jets, played a huge role in Sherwood's growth. He believed in Sherwood's potential even when he made the switch from safety to linebacker. Rutenberg helped Sherwood adjust to the new position and even supported him as he reworked his body after a season-ending ankle injury during his rookie year. Their relationship goes beyond football. Sherwood has often mentioned how Rutenberg has been a mentor, always ready to offer guidance no matter the time. Now, let's talk about how Sherwood fits with the Falcons. He already knows the defensive system that Jeff Alb plans to run in Atlanta, which would make his transition smooth. His leadership and knowledge of the system would be huge assets both in meetings and on the field. Imagine Sherwood lining up next to Caden Ellis, bringing his proven ability to a linebacker core that's struggled with injuries and inconsistency. This could really take the Falcons' defense to the next level. Of course, there's one major hurdle: money. Right now, the Falcons are in the red with a negative $1 million in cap space, ranking 28th in the league. While there are ways to free up cap space, the team also has other needs, like pass rushers, cornerbacks, and a starting safety to pair with Jesse Bates III. The big question is whether the Falcons can make room for Sherwood. The Falcons could make room for Sherwood without sacrificing other key upgrades, but let's not forget the bigger picture. These new coaching hires, along with the possible addition of Sherwood, show a clear vision for the Falcons' defense. This vision is based on trust, familiarity, and proven success. With Alb, Rutenberg, and Ali leading the way, Atlanta is setting up for a defensive revival. The real challenge will be for the front office to manage the finances and see if they can make room for Sherwood. So, Falcons fans, what do you think? Should the team go after Sherwood in free agency, or should they focus on other needs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins, and what this means for the Falcons moving forward. Penix Jr. has already shown in just 3 games why he could be the future of this franchise. His poise, decision-making, and ability to make big plays under pressure have been impressive. Penix has the skills to make every throw in the NFL and the composure of a seasoned veteran. Falcons fans, this is the quarterback we've been waiting for. A player who has the potential to lead Atlanta for many years. He's already locked in as the starter for 2025, and the excitement around him is absolutely deserved. But here's the frustrating part. The Falcons won't fully be able to take advantage of having a young, talented quarterback on a rookie contract. As we've seen in the NFL, having a top-tier QB on a rookie deal opens up a key window for teams to build a Super Bowl contender. Think about teams like the Bengals with Joe Burrow or the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. Having that extra salary cap space can make all the difference between being a playoff team and a true Super Bowl contender. Unfortunately for the Falcons, that window of opportunity is now at risk because of Kirk Cousins. No matter what the Falcons decide to do with Cousins, whether they keep him, trade him, or cut him, his salary will continue to be a big burden on the team's cap space. The exact amount will depend on what happens, but one thing is clear. It will limit what the Falcons can do this offseason. This means there will be fewer resources to improve the roster around Penix during these critical early years of his career. Let's be honest, adding both Penix and Cousins in the same year was a confusing move from the start. It's a decision that essentially ensures the Falcons won't fully be able to take advantage of Penix being on a rookie contract. The problem doesn't stop with the players. Keeping GM Terry Fontenot in charge after these decisions only adds to the uncertainty. The Falcons are struggling to get the most out of Penix's contract while also dealing with Cousins' salary cap hit, which raises some serious questions about the team's leadership. That's not to say the Falcons can't compete in 2025. They absolutely can. With the right moves, this team could challenge for a playoff spot. But building a true Super Bowl contender while managing the financial burden of Cousins' contract, that's going to be a much tougher challenge. Still, there's plenty of reason to stay optimistic. Penix is a special talent, and just having him on the team gives the Falcons a fighting chance in every game. The challenge now is to find creative ways to build a team that can compete at the highest level, even with financial constraints. This will require smart decisions in free agency and the draft, and maybe a bit of luck. But if Penix continues to develop as expected, he could be the spark that helps this team break through its current limitations. So, Falcons fans, what do you think? Can the team overcome these challenges and build a winning squad around Michael Penix Jr.? And what would you do with Kirk Cousins' contract if you were in charge? Looking ahead to 2025, the NFC South is in a unique position. The Carolina Panthers are improving, but they still have too many holes to be a serious contender. As for the New Orleans Saints, they're a mess, stuck with aging players and a terrible salary cap situation. So, realistically, the division battle will once again come down to Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. If you followed last season, you know both teams tried their best to give away the division lead at times. In the end, the Falcons won, but it wasn't without a spectacular collapse down the stretch. Now, let's focus on 2025. Tampa has Baker Mayfield, who lost yet another offensive coordinator. Meanwhile, Atlanta is entering a new era with Michael Penix Jr. as quarterback, leaving the Kirk Cousins experiment behind. Both teams have their concerns heading into the offseason. One thing is clear. One of these teams will host a playoff game in January. Last season's matchups were some of the most exciting games the Falcons played, and this year could be even better. Winning the division starts with dominating these head-to-head battles, and they're likely to be some of the most important games on the schedule. Now, let's talk about a non-divisional game that has fans really excited: Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills coming to Atlanta. Yes, you heard that right. The Falcons will be hosting one of the best quarterbacks in the league in 2025. For many Falcons fans, this will be their first chance to see Josh Allen in person since he became one of the NFL's elite quarterbacks. This game isn't just exciting because of the star power. It's also a chance to see how close Atlanta is to competing with the best teams in the league. The Bills were expected to take a step back last season after losing some key players, but Josh Allen showed everyone why he's one of the most dangerous players in the NFL. Falcons fans are hoping that Michael Penix Jr. can develop into a quarterback like that, someone who can keep his team competitive no matter what. The big challenge for Atlanta in this game will be containing Allen, especially his ability to run. He's one of the hardest quarterbacks to bring down when he gets going, and the Falcons have struggled in the past against mobile quarterbacks. This will be a true test for Atlanta's defense and a big opportunity for Penix to show he can compete with the league's best. Finally, there's another exciting matchup already generating a lot of buzz: Atlanta Falcons versus Washington Commanders. Why? Because it's Michael Penix Jr. versus Jaden Daniels, a rematch of two of the most exciting rookies from the 2024 draft class. Penix may still be finding his way in the league, but Daniels has already set a very high bar. He led the Commanders to the playoffs in his rookie season, knocking out Atlanta with a decisive overtime win. And that's not all. Daniels also defeated Tampa Bay and Detroit in the playoffs, proving he's the gold standard for rookie quarterbacks. This game isn't just about two teams. It's about a showdown between two young quarterbacks with arguably the strongest arms in their class. Daniels has already shown he can handle high-pressure moments, while Penix is still writing his own story. The question is, can Penix rise to the challenge and beat the quarterback who eliminated Atlanta last season? If their first meeting is anything to go by, we're in for an exciting game. So, Falcons fans, there you have it. The three most interesting matchups on Atlanta's 2025 schedule. Which one are you most excited about? Do you think Penix can step up and lead this team to victory in these big games? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for all the updates. Go Falcons!